Hello there assassins, welcome back to another Wheel Assassin guide. In this one I'll be giving you a brand new tour of a brand new video, kind of mini series that I'll be teaching you guys how to build. Now this one is a subscriber request. This one comes from Jabbers, the legend himself, and he asked me to build the Knoxville place mall in Knoxville. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you around it in a second. But before we get the video started, I wanted to say a huge thank you for the request, bro. I really do appreciate that. I'm sorry I couldn't build the entire mall as sort of originally planned. I've been to so many different appointments and whatnot this month alone that it was a little bit tricky to, try and find some extra time to build the mall as well as other tutorials. But if we do, get some spare time in the future, maybe you want to revisit it. If this wasn't enough, then we can maybe sort of build in some new bits and pieces as well. Okay, so are you guys ready? Let's go for it. I'm kind of cracking my neck a little bit. It's not very cool. So welcome to the Knoxville Mall just here. Now if I spin around, you can see the center kind of place itself. So here on the left side, apologies for my really bad knowledge of American shops and stores and whatnot. Being English, like being British, our malls are entirely different. Like the Americans go to town with it. They do an amazing job. Here we kind of just chuck a bunch of shops in a warehouse and call it a mall. So this is like a shop sort of store sign over here. I'll zoom out a little bit so we can put a little picture in the bottom left corner of the screen so you can see what this is supposed to represent just here. Big shout out once again to Google Images and Google Earth for well, just being amazing and being there for me to use for my tutorials. It's been really helpful. So again, many different things around here, so like the plant pots and the little sort of tiny little plant pots down here, benches even, and trees. It is all accurate as possible. We even have a little sort of wither skull just here, maybe representing a bin. I can't quite remember, it's been a long time since I was here. But around here we have the Chinese sort of restaurant on the right side here. You can sort of go down this alleyway here in front of the mall and stand on this sort of raised, looks like a bandstand over here, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a garden kind of mini thing. Now I've built this as almost in like a diorama, so it's kind of got like the road at the front and whatnot, but then behind it there isn't that much to it. It is quite a simple build on the back, so the actual layout is going to be very simple to teach you guys, which is going to be awesome. We have the actual Knoxville sort of sign up here. Again, I'll plonk a little sort of screenshot on the screen so you guys can see what this is supposed to represent in real life. Now, unfortunately, similar to the Starcourt Mall in real life, the Gwinnett Place Mall, this one is actually being shut down as well. It's kind of being run down, and it might even get demolished. We're not certain yet, so it is very sad. I could be wrong about that. Could have been confirmed. I'm not certain. But that was the reason Jab wanted me to go ahead and build this, because it is sad to have a childhood memory, a childhood place being just destroyed. I mean, that's just sad in itself. I've been there myself. I have like an ice cream shop down in a seaside town I used to visit with my family every single year when I was, oh gosh, like from about 4 years old up to maybe 10 or something. So yeah, and that recently got closed down and got removed entirely. And my mum used to visit that when she was younger, so it's been around for ages. And it is sad when you lose that sort of place. The memories are still there, but the place is no longer there. That's always a sad thing. So if we come into the Chinese restaurant over here, you have the little like booking sort of platform there, the booking sort of reception, I guess you could sort of call it. So here you come up and you sort of book your table and whatnot. Or here, if you've already pre-booked online maybe, or through the phone, you come here and they kind of seat you down at one of these tables around the entire restaurant. Here we have a little fish tank in the back. I thought this was a really cool sort of idea to add in. I've never been to this mall myself, so I'm not sure of some of the technicalities of the interior. So I had to go ahead and experiment and sort of go with my gut on it a little bit. So this restaurant could entirely be wrong. But I went ahead and used some Google images, like stock images of Chinese restaurants actually in London, and kind of incorporated similar designs from those in our mall here. Back here we have the serving window and the kitchen, of course again with all the cookers and whatnot, and a big tall fridge down here for storing all of the food, and then we have the different sinks and whatnot for washing up afterwards. A nice little corner table finishes up the restaurant on here, with some bamboo flower pots around too. If we come out of here, we go across the road, we have like a clothes shop. Now all of the stores around this mall that I've built other than the Chinese restaurant are all closed down, just temporarily. It was supposed to represent the actual mall in its state now, but if you guys know a little bit more about the mall yourselves, you can of course go ahead and extend these shops outwards, and there is a space behind these for adding in the actual stores. But in here we have some window displays for different armor sets you can buy. Looking pretty cool. This guy's even sort of posing for you. Makes you want to buy it even more. We have the actual map of the mall just back here on this big sign. They usually have like a big, in the newer malls, it's like a holographic sort of sign. Well, that's probably in Dubai. What I mean by that is like an LCD screen that's got like the where you are and car parks and exits and whatnot on there in all the stores. This is supposed to represent like a newspaper sort of stand, so you can come up here and grab your paper and then maybe sit on the bench over here, besides the bin, and read over here. Quite cozy. Behind this we have a sweet sort of stand. So these are these sort of stands you can imagine someone's just stood next to it, or like kind of loitering around it. They're ready to dish out anything that you might be wanting to buy. And this really brings back memories for when I went to Australia. Because the malls in Australia are similar to the ones in America. They go to town a little bit. And there were many of these different little stands kind of chilling around. One of them I saw was a little hat stand, and it had different types of baseball caps. You can't imagine how many different ones there were on this tiny little stall thing. And the guy behind it was really friendly, and you know, they were expensive, but if you think of like how many there were and the different designs, it's really good for your money. So I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, but yeah, that was great. So over here, I don't know what this was again, but it definitely had a little window here. Now you're probably thinking, how did I do this interior? Well, I'll put a link in the description down below so you guys can go and support that channel. But basically there was this guy that came in and he was doing a vlog of what the mall is like today. So that is hence why the shops are closed in my one. So big shout out to that legend. Very much appreciate your video, bro. Thank you very much for traveling here and filming it for us. You really helped me out with this tutorial and for making me act upon a subscriber request. So thank you so much, man. Really does mean a lot. So yeah, that shop I'm not sure of, but the front is accurate to the real one. Over here again, I wasn't too certain, and from the vlogger's video, we sort of saw a little bit just here, and it was quite a dark sort of shop. So I went ahead and represented it as if it was like a technology shop maybe. Jab might know a little bit more on this than I do. But as you can see, the interior is laid out like an Apple store. So you've got like the phones on either side and then maybe like a computer or something in the middle. So kind of cool. Then we have my own little kind of representation. So as I couldn't build the whole mall, I didn't want to go ahead and just leave like a blank wall. That would have sucked so much. So instead, I went ahead and dedicated this section back here to Jab and his family and also his father. So this says, Knoxville Center Mall, dedicated to an incredible father. Rest in peace, sir. And there you go. So we have up here the Knoxville Center. Is it the Knoxville Center Mall? I could be saying that completely wrong. I'll have to put it on the screen as well. But this, from the top-down view, is what it looks like on Google Earth present. So this is like the sort of three-dimensional model of the entire mall from up above, like a bird's eye view. So this section over here, the purple block, is where we are. So it's where we came in from the front. If you remember the purple sort of pillars and the purple roof, even, all this section, that is what you can see from, of course, above. So we went ahead and represented that there, and then you can see a lot of stone out the front for the pathways. And if we go back in, again, you'll be able to see it on the model just here, the pathways. So yeah, I went ahead and represented that there. You can also add in like a red concrete block down here for the Chinese restaurant maybe. That would be also quite cool. And it shows you all the bits I've missed off. So like back here, it goes back a little further. You've got another sort of exit and entrance just back here. Kind of a grassed area. A separate building back there. And you can imagine all of the different massive department stores within this mall. It's awesome. And yeah, I made it into a bit of a memorial sort of gallery back here as well. Just because I thought it'd be nice to have this in the build. And if this is a very precious memory, you know, of course we don't want to make it like a bustling sort of mall. We want to make this into almost like a time capsule for Jab himself. So yeah, thank you very much for the request, man. I really do appreciate it. If you guys do have any requests such as this one, like, you know, you want to build a memory in Minecraft to preserve, in the digital world because they're maybe removing the building that your memory's from or something like that. Of course, those memories stay with us. Don't think this is a replacement. Yeah, please let me know in the comments down below. So there will be a full series of tutorials coming for this mall, well, this little representation of the mall. So if you'd like to go ahead and join me for those, they will be coming out in the next few days. So please definitely stay tuned. It's not going to be too tricky, but it might actually help you guys learn a couple new techniques when building giant structures, including this one. So although this doesn't go back as big as the real thing, we do actually have a lot of representation of what you could start with from the basics of a mall. So all of these 4 different shop fronts here, you can actually use those to go beyond this and build like a giant kind of thing. It'd be awesome. If you do end up using this kind of template for a different mall or even one of your own, please let me know down in the comments below, but also let me know on my social medias. If you're on Instagram or Twitter, go ahead and at me at WheelAssassin, and yeah, definitely let me know, show me even what you've been up to with your mall designs. That'd be so cool to see. Once again, I want to say a huge thank you to Jabbers for the request. I really do appreciate it, man, so much. You've definitely tested my abilities once again with your request, and I hope this turned out the way that you'd hoped it would, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorials that are going to be coming out very, very shortly. Big shout out to Jabbers family too. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, guys, if you did enjoy this one, please be sure to drop a like. That'd be epic. If you're going to stay tuned for the tutorials and you're new around here, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for checking me out. If you want to go ahead and join the Assassin Node today for those tutorials, please go ahead and subscribe. That'd be awesome. And I think that is about it. I'm going to stop talking, leave you guys to it. Take care, all the best, and stay safe. Goodbye for now, Assassins. Thank you once again.